Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin, and today we're going to be doing our first gaming headphones review I should say. And we have three good headphones here, and they're all in New Zealand money anyways. They're all under $100. Obviously it might be less or more depending on where you live. But let's see the competitors today. So, first we have from Razer, the Razer Electra. If you're wondering why it doesn't have any cables, this should explain it right here, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now, what else do we have here? We have from TT eSports, the TT eSports Shock in blue. It's very nice looking. And our final competitor, from Plantronics, is the Gamecom 380. This one right here. So I was looking for all the main things that I tend to want in a gaming headset. So of course, you know, looks is a part of it, not a big part, but it still is a part of it. Comfort is a big part of it, because gamers want something that you can wear for hours without any problems, without it, you know, getting too hot or being uncomfortable or anything like that. Sound quality is obviously a big one too. You obviously want everything to sound very good, and within that, I mean the quality itself and the noise cancelling. Mic quality, if you're going to be talking to people, you obviously want good mic quality, and then for other things like Skype and all that. The build quality. So that will be looking at just, you know, obviously I can't test these for that long, so I don't know how well they'll do in terms of how long they'll last. However, we can try them out and just see what I think would be things that I think might break, or just, you can generally get a feel for build quality just after you use a product for a little while. And so those are the main ones that I'll look for. So we may as well start explaining some of the differences between these headphones. We'll go to the Electra first. So all the headphones I'm featuring here all have 40mm drivers, so pretty standard. The sensitivity between the Electra and the Shock is different, with the Electra having 104 decibels of sensitivity, plus or minus 3 decibels, whereas the Shock has 114 decibels of sensitivity, plus or minus 3 decibels also. I couldn't find the sensitivity specs for the Plantronics 380, so Gamescom 380, so I don't know what that is. However, I do have the frequency ranges on the 380 and the Shock. It's 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz frequency range. However, on the Razer Electra, that range is 25 Hz to 16 kilohertz. So, bit of a difference there. Specs wise and unboxing wise, most of them don't come with that many features. Obviously different setups. The Razer obviously comes with Razer software, which you can download and change a few things around in there. It also has these two cables. So one cable is just a normal straight audio cable. The other one has no controls on it, just a microphone attached to it, an inline microphone. So no controls on the Razer Electra. You'll have to do everything software wise. Control wise on the TT eSports Shock, it's very good, just pretty standard like a lot of them. Just a little control box down here with the volume adjustment that you can turn up and down, and also to turn the microphone on and off. And on the Plantronics Gamecom 380, it has controls not on the cable but actually on the back of the headset itself. So there's volume controls here and the microphone on-off toggle. Now that we've got through that, let's talk about looks. So let's go with the Razer Electra first. So it's obviously in the classic Razer green. They're quite bulky looking, definitely compared to the other ones. They definitely look quite bulky and quite sort of like flat edges. So yeah, they're good. I think it's pretty typical for Razer. I quite like Razer's look, but I mean some of you might not, so you just, you know, again, looks is personal taste. The TT eSports, the blue stands out. These come in a variety of colours. You can get these in white, is also very common, and many other colours. So there is a variety of colours you can get them in. That is probably good for a lot of people because you'll want, you be able to colour scheme it with your peripherals that you already have. So that's really good. Aside from that, they're pretty standard looking, a lot less blocky than the Razers. And then the Gamecom 380 is the most simplistic looking, very, very basic looking headphones. Not much sophistication in terms of they don't look complicated, they just look pretty standard, pretty normal, nothing out of the ordinary. Now let's get to one of the biggest points. The two biggest points I think is comfort and sound quality. So let's start with the Razer Electra. Comfort. So I thought these were decent. So they got good padding, I'll give them that much. So the padding on the side is nice, and I really liked that. It did feel quite comfortable in that sense. The head strap was also relatively comfortable. They're just quite a heavy headphone, they can weigh you down after a while. You're really aware of the weight that you're carrying on your head. So I'd say, yeah, and I got, to give myself the best idea of things, I also got my girlfriend to try out all these three and tell me what she thinks, because obviously getting someone else's opinion will help also in terms of comfort. She said the same thing. They're decent, let's just put it that way. They're okay. They're not good, but they're not bad. The TT eSports Shock, on the other hand, was a completely different story. Now, these were, in terms of comfort, they were shocking. Yeah, I went there. No, they weren't that good. The foam on the side here is too hard. It kind of hurts around your ears after use for a while. The head strap up here, this is also way too hard. Now, I know people say, well, over time this will soften, and I do realize that, but straight off the bat it just was quite uncomfortable that you might not actually wear it long enough to soften it up. So that wasn't good. It just feels quite heavy, and when you first put them on it feels okay, but after, say, like an hour or two wearing them, honestly, I thought they were very uncomfortable. And my girlfriend thought the exact same thing. Catherine, when she tried them out, she just did not like them and tried them for an hour and took them off, so it wasn't just my reaction. Now, the Gamecom 380. Now, this was my favorite in terms of comfort. They're really light, and when you wear them, you're not even aware that you're wearing them. They're very, flexible, so they can fit around your head very nicely. Very soft padding in them. Just a joy to wear. I wore these for hours and hours and hours, and it wasn't a problem. No issues here. These are by far the most comfortable out of the three. Now, getting into sound quality. So, we'll go back to the Electra. Now, the noise cancelling on these is absolutely fantastic. It's phenomenal how good it is. You put these on and it's almost like wearing earmuffs. The noise cancelling is awesome. The bass is very strong, and the headphones have a very full sound. Nothing feels muffled or washed out. It's just a very full sounding audio you get from them. So they're incredibly good sound quality. The TT eSports Shock had very poor noise cancellation, and the sound quality but was quite hollow by comparison. Like, I'd be listening to a song with the Electras on, then I'd take them off and put these ones straight in and listen to the difference. It just sounded more hollow. Sometimes it could be a little bit ear piercing. I guess that might have been from the treble. The bass doesn't sound anywhere as good, and you tend to run this at a lower volume than you would on, say, the Electra, just because it can be a little bit more ear piercing, and it does kind of have a hollow type sound to it. Now, the Plantronics Gamecom 380. So it has probably the worst noise cancelling of the three, so there's barely, I wouldn't even say there is noise cancelling. So you definitely hear a lot of things when I was, you can hear like your graphics card or things like that, or other noises very easily that you wouldn't usually notice, say, with the other two. However, the sound itself is pretty standard. It's sort of like a B grade. It's It's not as good as the Electra, but it's better than the TT eSports Shock. So it just sounds pretty average, is what I'd say. It's a good effort. It's decent, but it's nothing special. Now, mic quality. Now, I'll let you judge this one for yourself. So, this is what the microphone sounded like on the different gaming headsets. So, this should give you an idea of the mic quality of the TT eSports Shock. Moves quite well. So, this was probably what you'd sound like if you were talking to someone via Skype or something like that. And this is what the Gamescom sounds like. Now, if you're wondering where the Razer Electra is, it runs an inline mic on the cable. So for one, if I could get it to work, it would probably sound pretty bad. And two, I just couldn't get it to work with my system for some reason. I tried doing it on my phone and it still wouldn't work either. So I don't know what was going on there, but for whatever reason, I couldn't get it to work. So that gives you an idea of the sound quality. I personally think the Gamescom sounds the best. It has a more fuller type microphone to it. That's what I'd say. I couldn't get the Razer Electra to work, and even if it did, I really don't think it would be that good. I mean, the microphones on the other two are they look like they're going to do the job really well, and the Razer Electra one just doesn't. So I would have liked to have got it to work, and I really did try, but I just couldn't. So that sucks, but it just is what it is. So, build quality. Now, the Razer Electras do really well. These are just really solid headphones. They feel really well made. There's not, you know, too much flex in bad areas. You know, the headphones will fold up and other things like that. Just solid, good build quality that you would expect from Razer, and it's definitely evident here. The TT Sports Shock, on the other hand, now this was not very good in terms of build quality. It feels really cheap. I don't know what it is about it. It just feels cheap and kind of flimsy. Plus, the headphone padding, where it meets into the plastic housing, is really loose fitting, and it flexes around heaps. Even when you're wearing them, you can like hear the kind of like plasticky like flexing. I don't know what it was. It just feels so crap. That's the best way to put it. It just feels that the build quality is shocking. So I was not a fan of the build quality of those at all. Gamescom, solid. You know, no flexing here in terms of the padding or anything like that. They're a little bit, they're quite flexible, so maybe they feel a tiny bit flimsy, but there is metal on the sides here, so that would obviously keep it nice and strong. Yeah, they feel pretty solid. These are pretty good. I'd say the Razer Electras probably feel the most solid, but they are the most bulky again. So these ones feel decent. It doesn't feel like anything would break that quickly. So in conclusion, which one would I recommend the best? Well, the TT Sports Shock fails in every sense, so let's forget about that one. So it's a two-horse race. The Razer Electra has the best sound quality by far. Comfort-wise, that's the only place it really lacked, and of course with microphones. So good build quality, great sound quality, great noise cancellation. But I have to give it to the Gamescom. The audio quality might not be as good as on the Electra, but it's still a great headset. It's by far the most comfortable, has a good microphone. I like the controls up on the back behind the earpiece. It's nice and kind of out of the way and just easy, intuitive to work. You know, for what it fails in terms of noise cancellation, it makes up for it in all the other respects. And personally, this was the one I found myself using the most, and what I found to be the best. So in my personal opinion, the Plantronics Gamecom 380 is the best out of these three, and this would be the one I recommend. Failing that, or if you prize you know, the utmost sound quality over comfort, then I would suggest then going to the Electra. If you don't want a microphone, or you don't really care about, you know, comfort in that, although you might be different, this was just in my case, you might try these on and find them much more comfortable, but the sound quality, it just cannot be said enough. It's just so much better than the other two. It really is a good job. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative, and let me know which one of these you personally like the best. If you own one, leave in the comments below if you know what you think of it. And we'll catch you next time on Tech Showdown.